And when it came, amen, to, amen, jail, amen, they decided to put him to death. Amen. And when they brought Jesus before Pilate, they took him before Pilate as well. Amen. Pilate was the governor at that time. Pilate said, I find no fault of the example of Jesus in this man. Amen. I will therefore chastise him and let him go. Then Pilate sent him to Herod. You see, that night, this was that night. Amen. And they were taking Jesus back and forth, back and forth. And they tell me those roads were rugged, it was bumpy, it was rocky, climbing up and down the step. Amen. And Pilate sent him to Herod, and Herod, even saints of God, amen, so glad to see Jesus. Because if you know, at first, Herod wanted to, way back there, kill him. Amen. Because he wanted to kill Jesus when if the word was out that Jesus is born to be a king. Amen. And Herod was the only king, and he got rid of even all the babies. Amen. The babies. Amen. I'm talking about the he babies. If I can use that terminology. All of the babies. Amen. But one thing about it, he didn't get rid of Jesus. Because the angel spoke to Joseph and told Joseph, take that child and go down to where? Egypt. Amen. After, amen, he has examined Jesus, he sent him back to God. You see, back and forth. Back and forth. You talking about somebody tired, somebody wore out. Jesus was a human and divine. That human part of Jesus was wore out. You know what I mean? Amen. Pilate, even the saints of God, amen, gave the death sentence. Amen. Let's go to Matthew 27:26. Matthew 27:26. I'm relying on you to read because I don't have my Bible open. 27. Matthew 27:26. What does it say?
Then released he Barbados unto him.
Yeah.
And when he had scourged Jesus.
And when he had did what?
Scourged Jesus. He delivered him to be sacrificed.
He delivered him to be crucified?
Crucified.
Thank you.
Sorry.
He delivered him to be crucified. Amen. Yeah, yes. That was Barabbas. Amen. They wanted Barabbas released and Jesus crucified. You see what the world, amen, is doing here? Amen. The world will praise the world. But when it comes to a Christian person, a godly man, they will crucify you. Amen. Amen. Is that all it was?
Yes.
All right. And when he had whipped Jesus, he delivered him to be crucified. And when the soldiers took Jesus unto the common hall and gathered the whole, amen, band of soldiers together, and they stripped him and put him on a scarlet robe. And there was a bright red robe. And this bright red robe was used was even mocking Jesus, saying, here's your king. He's telling the people, he is your king. He is your high priest. After that, they took a crown of thorn and planted them. Amen. Yes. On his head. Now these thorns, amen, they tell me was about an inch, all of it, inch long, hanging down. And when they put the thorns on his head, they just didn't place the thorn on his head. They put the thorns on his head and pressed them down. And blood, amen, was running all over, everywhere. Huh? They tell me in the book of Isaiah, he didn't look like a man. Amen. He was so swollen and bloody. Amen. And they put a reed in his right hand. And they bowed down, amen, on their knees to the ground before him, saying, Hail, King of the Jews. And they spit upon him. And they took him in the reed. And they hit him on the head. Huh? Don't you know Jesus suffered for us? I mean, he went through something for us. We ought to appreciate that. Yes. And here we think we think Jesus owes something. No, we owe God. Because Jesus paid it what? Oh. And all to him what? We owe. All to him we owe. After that, they led him away to be crucified. There's more to this. I'm just skimming through here. They led him away to be crucified. And when they had hung him on the cross, they passed by and they began to wag their head. Amen. Back and forth. Saying, amen, to Jesus that was hung on the cross. If you are the Christ, come down from the cross and save yourself and save us along with you. Huh? Amen. Mocking him along with the scribes and Pharisees and Sadducees. And they said he saved others, but himself he cannot save. They took him down from the cross after Jesus gave up the ghost. A man by the name of Joseph took, amen, his body, amen, and buried it in his own grave. Huh? The elders went, amen, to Pilate and said to Pilate, we heard they called Jesus a deceiver. We heard that deceiver say, in 3 days I will rise again. Amen. And Pilate said to them, watch, go, make it as sure as you can. Amen. So you know about the resurrection. I won't go into that. But I want you to know, saints, and the reason why, amen, I went through that tonight, because Jesus had to be glorified. And he did all that to be glorified. Amen. Yes. He glorified Christ. And now, since Jesus had been glorified, now we going to be glorified. That's what I said in the beginning. In the beginning, I said to you, in order for a person to be glorified, that person has to be glorified, then we will be glorified. Who shall change these bodies and fashion them like his own glorious